והשם יתברך תמיד אוהב אותי ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב. השם יתברך תמיד אוהב אותי ותמיד יהיה לי רק טוב, ויהיה לי עוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב ועוד יותר טוב.
Okay, let's begin. Page 234. We're learning that the difference is a different life that a person who lives with bitachon has versus a person who does not live with bitachon, with trust in Hashem. We shouldn't be worried. It takes work. It takes hard work to be a person who lives with bitachon. We can't just say, right, I get out of the shir, I'm going to live with bitachon and I'm going to get all these benefits. It takes work. We have to work on it because we're not naturally programmed to have bitachon in Hashem. How we are programmed to have trust in something. We talked about if you don't have trust in Hashem, you're going to have trust in yourself and your boss. But the way a big rabbi told me is that when we're a little kid, we have trust in our mothers. Where we're holding our mother's hand, we're not afraid of anything, we're with our mothers. A person is supposed to transfer that trust from his mother to Hashem as he gets older. That Hashem, we should view our lives that Hashem is always ki'ilu, holding our hands, and therefore there's nothing to be afraid of. Just like when you're a 4-year-old, your mother's taking you, holding your hand, going for a walk, you're not afraid of anything, you're with your mom. That's how we should feel with Hashem. So we're talking about the different ways that a person is who has trust in Hashem but doesn't. We're on the fourth way, the Haravi. A person has bitachon in Hashem, and he has extra money. He has what he needs for his parnasa, for food, for himself and his family. So what does he do with his extra money? You know what he does with his extra money? He gives it away to others. He does what Hashem wants him to do. He gives charity. He gives tzedakah. Kemoshe Nemar, as it says, Ki mimcha hakol umiyadcha nasnu lach. When they were donating gifts to the temple in the times of King David said, everything is from you, Hashem, and we're giving it back to you, from you. Meaning everything is from you. So someone who has bitachon in Hashem, he can say, Hashem gave me with what I needed, so now I could use the rest to give to a family that doesn't have as much as I have, to donate to the shul, to support Torah learning. He doesn't have to agonize about which 401k he's going to put his money into because maybe he's going to need it later on. He trusts in Hashem that Hashem gave me what I need for today, and He'll give me what I need for tomorrow. But that doesn't mean you don't put money away. Everyone should consult in their particular situation with their rabbi about how they want to handle all of their financial, their rabbis and their accountants about how they want to handle their specific financial issues. And it also depends how much bitachon a person has. Someone who does not have bitachon in Hashem, he never has enough. Someone who doesn't trust in God, he never has enough to support himself. He never wants to spend his money fulfilling the things that Hashem wants him to fulfill it with, whether it's mitzvahs ben adam l'makam, whether it's buying a pair of tefillin. He doesn't want to spend money to buy a nice pair of tefillin. He'll buy the cheapest pair because, hey, I need my money. Who knows what could happen, the next day. The economy with the tariffs, I have to save all of my money. Or there's a poor family that lives near him. So I can't give him money. Well, what if I need it later on? So he doesn't give any money. He doesn't care about it. So he doesn't really realize what happened until one day he loses his money and it goes to somebody else. Because in the end, a person's wealth is all determined by Hashem. And as he quotes a pasuk here, King Solomon says in Proverbs, you have one person who scatters his money, and because of that he gains money, meaning he gives a lot of charity, and he's throwing away his money to others for mitzvahs, but he becomes more wealthy. And you have other who refrain from giving money, and they have a loss. So you can't say person shouldn't say that, I need to save my money, I need to put it away, I shouldn't give tzedakah now, I shouldn't buy tefillin, I shouldn't buy sefarim, I shouldn't buy a lulav and esrog, whatever it is, because, look, I need it. You're not in control, we're not in control of what happens to our money, so we have to do with what Hashem wants. Someone who has bitachon in Hashem, he trusts in God, you told me this is what I should be doing with my wealth, it's going to be okay. Okay, v'achamishi, the fifth way. Person who has bitachon in Hashem, he can put his energies into olam haba, into spiritual pursuits, prepare for himself his food in the next world. he spend his time focusing on learning Torah and doing mitzvahs. He has trust in Hashem. Umashi is baralo bo hatzalos toraso v'olamo misasik bo. Umashi bo shum hefzid b'toraso, or maybe lahamros habore, einin misasik bo. And he only engages in activities that Hashem would approve of, and that wouldn't cause him to lose his Torah. He says he needs to have a job, so he has a job. But let's say he's in his Seder every morning. A person is supposed to not only learn Torah, but have a set time to learn Torah. So his time to learn Torah is before Shaar, from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., let's say. And that's his hour where he learns Torah every day, and it's sacred. But he has the opportunity, he sees his phone ring, he forgot to shut his phone off, and he sees who's calling. He has the time to make a lot of money if he interrupts his Torah learning. So the person with bitachon says, you know what? I trust that Hashem is going to give me what I need no matter what. And he keeps his Torah learning. But someone who doesn't have bitachon will say, I have this opportunity here, I have to stop my Torah learning. So it winds up that the person who has trust in Hashem is able to perform more mitzvos and perform more ways to serve Hashem. Also, the person who has bitachon, he won't engage in any activity that is a little shady or illegal or against the Torah. He doesn't have to get involved in Ponzi schemes to make money, or maybe there's a certain business deal where he can, he's not like totally honest to the person, or he can cut corners. The person with trust in Hashem, he just says, no, Hashem doesn't want me to do that. I'm not going to do it. Period. My parnasa. What am I going to do? I need money. I trust God will provide me with money in the right way. If I act in the right way, God's going to give me money in the right way. But someone who doesn't have trust in God, he puts all of his trust into the means to achieve his wealth. He trusts, I'm a businessman, I'm very cunning, I'm relying on my brilliance and my business deals to make money. But he's not going to cease from doing any of them. He'll engage in okay ways to make money, and he'll also engage in shady ways to make money. He doesn't trust in God, so he needs every opportunity to get money. So who cares that he's going to bilk an old lady out of her savings in a bad deal that he knows is going to mess her over? He doesn't care. He needs the money. He doesn't think of what's going to be in Olam Haba. Like King Solomon said again, a wise person is afraid and he goes away from evil. A righteous person, he has trust in Hashem. A person who trusts in Hashem, once you trust in God that God's going to provide for you, you don't need to do things that are either, one is totally forbidden or illegal, and the other thing is we have these situations where things are like a little shady, like this opinion says like I could do it, or like this opinion says I can't do it, and like if I ask this rabbi I could kind of get a sort of answer that maybe it's okay, but really like you feel deep down maybe it's not the right thing to do. So a person who has trust in Hashem can easily say, I'm not gonna do it because Hashem doesn't want me to engage in anything shady. Okay, let's do one more. The sixth way that a person who has bitachon is better off than a person without bitachon. V'hashishi, the sixth way, someone who has bitachon, who has trust in God, people love him. Let's see, why do people love him? Someone who has trust in God, he has a lot of friends, and people love him because those people know that this fellow is never going to hurt them. This fellow's got trust in God, so he has no reason to hurt another person because Hashem is going to provide him with whatever he needs. So he has no reason to damage anybody else for his own personal gain. And their heart is complete being around this fellow. They're not nervous about him. They don't feel like, this guy's around, I have to watch my wallet or I have to watch my wife around him. And he also trusts them. Now he's saying it goes both ways. The other people, they're not afraid of him because he has trust in God, so he's not going to hurt me at all. But it goes the other way also. Why? The fellow who has bitachon knows that nobody else could hurt him unless Hashem wants him to. So I don't have to be afraid of you because let's say you do have bad intentions. Hashem is only going to it's only Hashem who's going to decide if you have the ability to hurt me or not. So I can hang out around you. I'm not worried. It's up to Hashem. Just like the fellow with bitachon doesn't desire help from others because he knows it comes from Hashem, so too he's not worried about potential damages or things like that could come from others. And when he trusts from them, and then when everyone trusts each other, everyone loves each other. It says, the verse says in Tehillim that someone who has trust in Hashem, kindness surrounds him. So that's I thought before I read this, the pasuk also means that, right, it's a zechus. A person has trust in Hashem, then God gives him zechusim. Things work out for him. Things go well for him, someone who has trust in God. But here he's also saying it's on a practical level. Someone who has trust in God, kindness surrounds him, meaning practically. People love him, and he loves others. It's a very rational way. So in addition to the spiritual aspect that you have trust in God, God helps you out, also there's this very logical, rational way that I have trust in God, so people know I'm not going to hurt them, and I'm not worried about them, so we all love each other. Everyone gets around. Everyone gets along. Right? You always hear these, we should all get along with others. Right? I don't know what's the word. They're like very throwaway lines that people use, and like, kumbaya. If we could only get along, then the world would be, a better place. That's true, but you can't just say let's all get along. How do you get along? You need to get along because you need to have trust in Hashem. If you don't have trust in Hashem, you can't get along with everybody because you're worried. What is the other person going to do to me? That's why you don't get along. So if you want to do the kumbaya thing, the real thing we have to do, first thing, is have trust in Hashem. So let's just finish this section. Someone who doesn't have trust in God, nobody loves him. He's always jealous of other people. He thinks that if you got something good, that's not fair. It got taken away from me. I should have gotten it. And the fact that you got sustenance, you got a good parnasa and a good job, that just takes away from me. I didn't get a good job and good parnasa. And anything that I lack is because of you. And anything bad happens to him with his possessions or his family, he thinks it's from others. You're the reason I lost out on that promotion. You're the reason that something bad happened with my kids. And that I have the ability to make my situation better. How? How is my situation going to be better? I attack those that I think hurt me, which is you guys. So he comes to hate other people. Well, he speaks negatively about them. He curses them. He hates them. And he's hated. Now, obviously, the other people are going to hate him. He hates everybody, and they hate him because he doesn't have bitachon. And he becomes disgusted, a disgusted person in two worlds, olam haz and olam haba. Like it says, the perverse of heart will not find good. So not only is he going to get punished in olam haba for his bad deeds, but he's going to live a miserable life because he's always going to be suspicious of people, and people are going to hate him, and he's not going to have any friends. He'll be the guy living by himself, and so he's going to be miserable in olam haba and olam haza. So we're seeing that every good thing that we want in the world, it all starts with trust in Hashem, bitachon Hashem, which makes sense. Bitachon in Hashem is not like some external. It's like, this is a good character trait to have, right? It's like really good to have trust in Hashem. No, this is the essence of Judaism, is having trust in God. We mentioned the Vilna Gaon says that the entire purpose of the giving of the Torah was to teach people to come to trust in God. This is Judaism, trusting in Hashem, that Hashem is in charge, and therefore, since it's so important, anything important is not easy. So it takes small steps over a lifetime, a long period of time. So, go ahead.